تفريق أن نواقض الإسلام 10 نواقض. الأول الشرك في عبادة الله وحده لا شريك له. قال تعالى: إن الله لا يغفر أن يشرك به ويغفر ما دون ذلك لمن يشاء. وقال: إنه من يشرك بالله فقد حرم الله عليه الجنة ومأواه النار وما للظالمين من أنصار. الشيخ محمد بن عبد-Wahhāb بن سليمان التميمي يعلم أن نواقض الإسلام 10 نواقض. يعلم you should know أن نواقض الإسلام 10 نواقض. That nawaqid Islam, those things that nullify the Islam of an individual, 10 nawaqid, they are 10 nullifiers. أن نواقض الإسلام 10 نواقض. You should know أن نواقض الإسلام, that nullifiers of the individual's Islam are 10 nullifiers. The phrase, we don't know what phrase is ordering us that we should find out, we should realize, we should recognize the fact that Islam are 10. The nullifiers of the individual's Islam are 10. So the question is, when we say Islam, what does it mean? Someone says Islam. Allah says something like that. فَاعْلَمْ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ. You should know that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah. Yes, we know La ilaha illallah. But what does that Islam? What does it? And we need to make it even in his good days. We also said the scholars use this expression in law. What does it mean? Is the verb. You say no. The verb of command. Go. You should know. It's a verb. But what he is saying that we should do is we should have the knowledge of what he wants to say. That is what he is saying now are things that we should know. They are not things that we should claim ignorance of. They are not things around which our knowledge should not encompass. They are things that we must know. So the second question is, if the person is said to have known a thing, what does it mean? If we say so and so person knows it, what does it mean? So that we know the kind of attention we give to what we are going to read afterwards. If it is said, I know so and so, what does my knowing that thing mean? The ulama say, al-ilm is hukmun bihi. The fetus of the mind, the fetus of the intellect. He said, al-ilm is hukmun bihi, al-jadi, al-muqarrati al-waqi'. It means the fetus of our mind. And that thing that we have in mind is well rooted in our mind. Do we understand? For example, someone is asked 1 plus 1. As you ask me, the child is supposed to say 3. If that is 3, you will want to verify that the child is sure that 1 plus 1 is 3. So we'll say, are you sure this is just? Is it well rooted inside you that 1 plus 1 is equal to 3? This is adjustment. Likewise, if a colleague says, no, sir, it is 2. You are still going to ask that. Are you sure? You want to be sure that it's convinced beyond doubt. They say beyond reasonable doubt. This is the meaning of al-jazm. So when they say the status of our mind, and that status is what? Certain in our mind. Beyond doubt. It does not accommodate his doubt. That state of mind, when it now conforms to the truth, regarding who this is described, it's said to know that thing. You know a thing when you have judgment about that thing, and what you have the judgment about is what conforms to the reality about the case. We have given an example of 2 boys. One says 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. This one is Muhammadun lil-Waqi'. He has contradicted the reality regarding the issue of 1 plus 1. So he doesn't know. Even if he has a judgment about it, even if what he is talking about, he is sure. But because what he is sure about contradicts the truth, contradicts the reality regarding the matter, he does not know. So that is judgment. Even what I'm saying is correct. He may even argue with the teacher. Teacher, I'm correct. I saw it in so book. This judgment that contradicts, this certainty of mind that contradicts the reality is still ignorance. It's not knowledge. The second chance. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. You say, are you sure? I say yes. It passes the first test of knowledge, certainty. The first test of knowledge is what? The person who has that attribute of knowledge must be certain that this thing is true. First test of knowledge. Second test of knowledge. It will conform with the reality of the matter. So in the reality of the matter, 1 plus 1 is equal to what? 2. So if you have that, you will have knowledge. If you are certain about a particular case, and your certainty conforms to the truth regarding that case, then the individual is said is ruled, is considered to do what? To have a knowledge of that. Let's look at another case. A child that says 1 plus 1 is 2, but tells the teacher, I'm not sure. This student still does not have knowledge. Although the answer conforms to the reality, but it's not certain about it, so there is no knowledge. So knowledge is so positive. There is a condition of a mind, and that regarding an issue, and that condition is what? Of certainty and jazm. Al-Muwafiq lil-Haq or Al-Muwafiq lil-Waqi', that also conforms with the reality of the case. Then we say that person has the one who got the answer. The one who failed the answer and was sure he still not having the one who is fighting the answer, and then he is the correct the person who has knowledge. So when the Shaykh said Islām, what he's saying is that regarding all these issues that he wants to know, they are issues that we must be certain about in our heart. and they are issues that will come to the truth. And that is why, as he points out, each point will be giving us the verses of the Quran that support them by way of emphasizing the truth of the points that he said. So when he says Islām, and Nawaqid al-Islam, Ashtaratu Nawaqid, that is, we should have it certainly in our mind. And we should know, we should be so certain in our mind that what we are having, these are what they are true. That these things modify the person's forever. He said, these Nawaqid, he said they are Ashtaratu Nawaqid. So these Nawaqid, these things that modify the individual, they are. But the ulama say the things that modify a person's Islam are more than 10. The things that modify the person's Islam, the individual's Islam, Nawaqid Islam, they are more than 10. So why have Shaykh Muhammad ibn Abdul-Wahhāb mentioned only 10? One of the scholars, one of the greatest of the scholars in our times, Shaykh Abdul-Raūf ibn Abdullah ibn Baz, rahimahullah, he explained it. He said the reason why this Imam mentioned Al-Asharatu allati zakaraha al-Shaykh Muhammad ibn Abdul-Wahhāb, rahimahullah, min akhbariha. He said they are among the most dangerous amongst those things that modify the most dangerous. If you want to tell a person the rules, you must follow. Those people who are on Hajj, may Allah bring them back safe. Make the Hajj an easy one for them, acceptable before Him. And for us, those of us, may Allah make us go there. If a person is performing Hajj, on the visa, the right, any individual caught with what? Drugs is liable to what? Death penalty. Do you know that? It's written on the visa. They write it on the visa. If we catch you here with drugs, or life, na death penalty. Is it because it is only that is the sin in the country? That's not the only crime people commit. But you are being afraid. It is the most dangerous, one of the most dangerous. So sometimes when you want to tell a person about a particular thing, start by mentioning those ones that are most dangerous. That is why the Shaykh has mentioned these things. He has mentioned these things. They are amongst the most dangerous of those things that modify Islam. He also said, وَأَكْثَرُهَا وُقُوعًا. They are amongst those that fall into them. These things. He has mentioned the things because they are the most dangerous and they are the most violated by it. Even if it's violated. Some of that among the scholars, like Shaykh Rahman al-Bara, said لأنها من أصول. He said لأنها أصول. He said he mentioned these things because they are the foundations. جوابع أسباب الردة. They are the things that you give them. All the others, you find them the one point or the other connected to this thing. All other things that make a person become a kafir, a Muslim, who makes shahada to Allah ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu, can become a kafir, murtad, with any of these things. And these things, they are those ones that all others that you will find, all other means that make people become kafir, they are connected one way or the other to this thing. That's why it has been. It is not because all the things that are waiting and individuals are restricted to party. The thing has been mentioned, like the scholar said, because he أكثرها, they are the most dangerous. Who are أكثرها وقوعا, they are the most people most culpably violate them. And then there are those ones that all the rest of the other things that nullify the individuals of Islam are also connected to them. So that's why we have mentioned it's only not all of one of the as we go on, we will see this. Every point we mention, you will see other issues connected from amongst the things that identify the individual of the Islam of an individual. We are not making it easy for us to understand and avoid. Because we are knowing them so that we can avoid. So it says, وَإِلَّا أَنَّ الْمَوَاقِبَ الْإِسْلَامِ عَشَرَةٌ. الأول فقط الشرك في عبادة الله وحده لا شريك له. الشرك في عبادة الله وحده لا شريك له. الشرك, joining partners with Allah, joining an associate. We'll break it down. الشرك, joining associates, joining partners with Allah. In what? في عبادة الله وحده لا شريك. Joining partners with Allah in the worship of Allah. وحده, and Allah is alone. لا شريك له. He has no partner. عبادة الله وحده لا شريك له. The worship of Allah alone. La sharika, without any partner. When you now bring partner to Allah in worshiping Allah, this is shirk. This is a shirk fi ibadati Allah wahdahu la sharika lahu. Bring it, join partner with Allah. When Allah is alone, when Allah has no partner, when the person now brings a partner to Allah, he has committed one as shirk. So the question is, what is ibadatullah la sharika? If we know ibadatullah la sharika, then we will understand and mention also the ways. How is it then that a person commits shirk in ibadah? If we know ibadatullah la sharika, it will be easy for us to explain this shirk that this Imam is mentioning. Ibadatullah wahdahu la sharika lahu. The worship of Allah alone. Allah is the one who has no partner. Al-ibadah, ulama say ibadah is kullu i'tiqad aw qawli aw fi'li. Every belief, everything we believe, our hope, our mistake, our amali, our action, amali, ashari, that Allah commands. Every statement, every belief, and every action that Allah commands. Allah says, وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ. This is command of Allah. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ. And you all should perform salah. وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ. And you all should do what? Take zakah. It means salat and zakah. They are what? Ibadah. Allah says, وَكَبِّرْهُ تَكْبِيرًا. وَكَبِّرْهُ تَكْبِيرًا. Say takbir by way of glorifying Allah. Kabirhu. Allah orders us, go. You should glorify Allah. You should say takbir. So when you say Allahu Akbar, what have you done? Do we understand? Everything that Allah commands, or the Prophet Muhammad, commands, that thing is an act of prayer. Whether that thing is a deed or a statement or an action. Salat is an action. But Salat has action, statements, and deeds. We'll come back to it, inshallah. Salat has belief. Salat has statement. Salat has action. We'll come back to it. So this is how we know ibadah. Or madaha fa'ila. Or Allah praises the person who did it. Like Allah says, Inna Allah yuhibbu at-tawwabin. Allah loves those who seek for repentance. It means repentance is word of ibadah. Inna Allah yuhibbu al-mutatahhirin. Wallahu yuhibbu al-mutatahhirin. Allah loves those who make purity. They make ablution, they make tahara. It means to make tahara is what? Every action that Allah praises, the person who did that action, Allah praised that person. وَالذَّاكِرِينَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا وَالذَّاكِرَاتِ. Those who make remembrance of Allah, كَثِيرًا, a lot, وَالذَّاكِرَاتِ. Likewise, women who regularly remember Allah. أَعَدَّ اللَّهُ لَهُمْ مَغْفِرَةً وَأَجْرًا. Allah has reserved for them maghfirah, forgiveness, وَأَجْرًا عَظِيمًا, and great, tremendous rewards. It means Allah likes what? Dhikr. And it means dhikr is what? Iman. So because that if one born it, the basic rule to know what ibadah is. What Allah commands, or He praises those who do it, or that He promises those who do it rewards. What Allah likes. Because if He does not like it, He will not command that you should do it. Allah likes it. If He does not like it, He will not praise those who do it. If He does not like it, He will not tell you that He will reward you for it. So that is why Shaykh Islām Ibn Tibyān rahimahullah, he says, Al-Ibadah huwa wa kalmat mada qawlu jam'a. The statement, concise. The meaning of concise is brief, but it has many things inside it. لِكُلِّ مَا يُحِبُّ اللَّهُ وَيَرْضَى. It's a statement that covers everything that Allah likes and is pleased with. Everything that Allah likes and is pleased with is inside that word, ibadah. Whether that thing is a statement, whether it's an action, whether it's a deed, as long as Allah is pleased with it, it is what? Ibadah. We'll give us two examples. These two examples, they are the basics of ibadah. When they don't exist, the servant is not an abbot. It's not an abbot. It's not a worshipper. The first one is al-mahabba, love. Al-mahabba, love. Love. Allah likes us that we love Him. Have you contemplated before that Allah wants us to love Him? It's one of the greatest aspects of worship. Loving Allah. Let us sit down in our own private time and think whether we really love Allah. Al-Mahabba. So if you ask me, how do I know that Mahabba is love? Since we have a rule about knowing Ibadah. Do you understand? Allah said, Qul, O Muhammad. Say to them, In kuntum tuhibbuna Allah fattabi'un. If you love Allah, follow. Allah will love you. وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ. He will forgive you your sins. Allah forgives and is most merciful. It shows Allah likes that we should love Him. So it means loving Allah is what? Ibadah. Loving Allah is what? Ibadah. But loving, there are two aspects of loving. Al-mahabbatul khassa wal-mahabbatul al-mujtama'ah. Al-mahabbatul khassa is the first type of loving a king. This one is meant for Allah alone. Al-mahabbatul al-khassa special love. We must not have it for any other thing apart from Allah. Love, this love, al-mahabbatul khassa, we must not have it for any other thing except who? Allah. We must love mahabbatul khassa. But al-mahabbatul mushtaraka, al-mahabba that is connected to other things, is not only with respect to Allah alone. For example, mahabbatu man wa ma yuhibbuhu Allah. Loving a person that Allah loves, like the Prophet Muhammad. We must love the Prophet. But you see that the difference between loving Allah and loving the Prophet. We love the Prophet Muhammad because of Allah's laws for the Prophet. So while we can say the Prophet's love is second tier, the love of Allah is what? First tier. And the Prophet himself, we are loving him because of the love of Allah. My dear brothers, these things are very important. We must love Allah more than everything. In hadith, I bring this hadith later, but let me quickly bring it. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said there are three things. Man wajadaha faqad wajada halawat al-iman. Any person who has it has gotten the sweetness of Iman. Sweet Iman. If you want to test whether his Iman is sweet or not, when you have any of these things, you know. The first thing is what? أن يكون الله ورسوله أحب إليه مما سواهما. That Allah and His Messenger are more beloved to Him than any other thing. When you have this inside your heart, don't forget, ibadah can be something of the heart. It can be something of the mouth. It can be al-mahabbatu is connected to the heart. So al-mahabbatul mushtaraka is what we are explaining. One part of it is mahabbatu man yuhibbullah, or mahabbatu ma yuhibbullah, loving one Allah likes. Allah likes mankind. Allah likes mankind. It means from loving Allah is that we must what? Love mankind. Allah likes Medina. From loving Allah is that we must love Him. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he likes Mount Uhud. So from loving the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is that we must like Mount Uhud. Mount. One day the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Uhud yuhibbuna wa nahnu nuhibbu. Uhud likes us and we like it. Mount Uhud in Medina. So loving what Allah likes, or loving what the Prophet likes because of Allah and because of the Prophet Muhammad. This is second tier of mushtaraka, not khassa for Allah alone. For Allah alone is not together with the Prophet. No. That one is for Allah alone. The second tier mushtaraka. We can love other things. But we love the Prophet Muhammad. Of all things. The other type of love is al-mahabbatu al-tabi'iyya, natural love. The love you have for food. So of course like akam, when Yoruba, they like odi, eko, palelia. This is al-mahabbatu al-tabi'iyya. Natural instinctive love is allowed. The same kind of love that a man has for his wife is allowed. Although scholars group that under al-mahabbatu lil-ishfaq wa rahmah. Love that is out of mercy and sympathy or empathy for that individual. We love that. These ones are allowed. But the one that is ibadah is what al-mahabbatu al-tabi'iyya. These ones too can be ibadah if they fall under what Allah likes and the people that Allah likes. And that's why if you have a relative that does not like Allah, you will not like that relative. You see now? Out of love for Allah. So my dear brothers, al-mahabbatul khassa is what we are talking about now. Bring all our minds back to al-mahabbatul al-khassa. Special love for Allah. Shirk can come out of it. Because the love we should have for Allah is mahabbatul ta'zim wal-ijlal. Ta'zim, veneration, adoration, respect, honor for Allah. It's not love of I want to have sexual relations to I know. That one is not the hate. But the one for Allah is ta'zim. Because of his mightiness, wal-ijlal and glorification. Because love of veneration is love to have for a person because it's veneration. You hold that person in high esteem, in high honor, unquantified. This is al-mahabba. This mahabba is the one that Allah asks of us as ibadah. We must love Allah like that. Subhanahu. Not to love Allah like that is wrong. Allah said in the Quran, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَتَّخِذُ مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ أَنْدَادًا يُحِبُّونَهُمْ كَحُبِّ اللَّهِ. Allah says, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ. You see this statement, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ, is by way of speaking, despicably about this. Rebuking the person. Some people, even amongst us in our tribe, we say some people, if you want to say some people, and amongst people are those, man yattakhidhu min dunillah. They take as andad, shuraka, because niddu is sharik, nadid, shabih, nazir. That is an equal, an equivalent. So Allah said, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَتَّخِذُ مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ أَنْدَادًا. There are people who take for equals other than Allah with Allah. Allah said, يُحِبُّونَهُمْ كَحُبِّ اللَّهِ. They love those things the way they love Allah. You see, Shaykh now. Al-mahabbatul khassa, that they should have for Allah alone. The kind of glorification they should have, adoration, respect, honor, they should have for Allah. They have it for those things. They love those things in the manner they should love Allah. But those who have iman, it is Allah that they love most. Allah most. Here, Allah has described them inadvertently as the people of other than Iman. They don't have Iman. Those who have Iman, it is Allah they love more than anything. So when a person loves other than Allah, more than Allah, that person is a mushrik. Loving more than Allah, any other than shirk. So it is this love that pushes us to obey Allah. So when we are praying in Salah, when you say Allahu Akbar, you are calling a Lord you love, a Lord you respect, a Lord you venerate, you hold in high esteem, you honor. How is that? Is this the state of our conditions when we are in Salah? But that's how it should be. And that's what Allah has asked for us. Al-Mahabba. Very important. We must love Allah. It's a major rukun of ibadah. Loving Allah. The other aspect of it, the second example we'll give is al-khawf. We must fear Allah. Here there are two types of khawf. خوف الإجلال والتعظيم والتذلل لله. Ijlal, the fear that makes you to revere someone in ignorance and fear Allah. We should have it for Allah. by way of knowing down ourselves. Knowing down ourselves. For who? Allah. This is the fear cause that will make us leave things. If the person wants to make dinner, and he remembers that Allah's punishment is severe, what will he do? He will hold back. And when he holds back, he will remember al-mahabba, love of Allah. And then he will hope that he is holding back, Allah will reward him for holding back. He would have drawn nearer to Allah by that. So we carry the two along, al-khawf wal-mahabba. We hold them. These two things, people come into them committing shirk a lot. Allah told us in the Quran about khawf. He says, إِنَّ ذَلِكُمُ الشَّيْطَانِ يُخَوِّفُ أَوْلِيَاءَهُ. He said, that is the way shaitan behaves. This shaitan, يُخَوِّفُ أَوْلِيَاءَهُ. He does what? He makes you fear his comrades. Shaitan makes human beings to fear his people. Allah says, فَلَا تَخَافُوهُ وَخَافُونِي إِن كُنتُمْ mu'minin is connected to Iman. Allah is connecting fear to Iman. So fear is part of Iman. To fear Allah is part of Iman. Let's say something here. Some Sufis say we don't need to fear Allah. Allah says fear me. Allah says, ذَلِكَ يُخَوِّفُ اللَّهُ بِهِ عِبَادًا. What I have said, it was describing the hellfire. Allah says, ذَلِكَ, what I have told you about Jahannam, I am telling you, يُخَوِّفُ اللَّهُ بِهِ. Allah is using it to make you fear him. Khawf. He also said here, he says, don't fear them, fear me. So why did somebody come and say we should not fear Allah? And when we fear Allah, what will we fear? We fear his punishment. Because the punishment of Allah is severe. Allah. So these two things. If someone has an idol on the ground, and the person is told, look here, this idol they have put on the ground. Maybe the idol is still moving its hands. Don't be afraid, so that you don't lose your iman. Do we understand? Don't be scared, so that you don't lose your iman. When likewise they keep that thing, and they invite you to show love, bring money. They are doing masquerade. They do all that. Someone was asking me just yesterday morning. Said it happened in Lagos. A masquerade pointed a staff at him. So he ran away. He asked him, has he committed shirk? I said, wait. When you ran away, what did you think? Do you think that it can harm you? Do you think the masquerade can harm you? The person thinks that the masquerade can harm me, he is going to the bounds of shirk. Because Allah says, if you are believers, don't fear them, fear me. So if you fear the fear of honor, the fear of respect, that a lot of people now in the ground have for them. They don't come out with animal. Women don't see it. So they fix all that they do away from the same out of honor and respect for them. If a person does that, that is an act of shirk. To fear, likewise to love. There are amongst those people doing those things that are said to be Muslims. You hear their name, Bashiru, Aziz, if those people love those things, they love against, they love these things, or they love them, the love of honor and respect, that is shirk. He's joining partners with Allah. So Allah says, وَلَا تَخَافُوهُ وَخَافُ. Don't fear them, fear me. Likewise, if a person goes to us, out of love, out of respect for us, It is an act of shirk. It nullifies the Islam of the individual out of love, out of respect for him. And when a person goes there, is society is committing a sin, but that sin does not take the person out. But it is major sin because it giving credence to shirk. That is giving support to shirk. By way, indirectly, doing that. But going there because you love Hashem, because you respect Hashem, respect Lord, holding INT, and then being afraid that if you don't go, if my Islam can come to you, it nullifies the individual's Islam. How many will be free of this? It may not be your shoe alone. You may have a governor around you, and you are a guy, security government. If you love this government, you respect him, such that when he commands you, you obey his command, leaving Allah's command. You are already moving, you are already knocking the door. You are already knocking the door. Likewise, parents. When you love the parents, you venerate the parents. You exalt the parents in your heart sincerely, such that if the parent commands you, gives you a command that contradicts the command of Allah, not by way of, I don't like to think that I should work, I don't have a choice, that's the difference. But by way of, yes, it is my father that is commanding me. I cannot follow any other thing when my father commands me. And that command contradicts the command of Allah. It is knocking the door of So you see, a lot of people will be involved in things like this without knowing that the parent himself may not intend, may not know that you are commanding that boy to be worshiping you. You are commanding the girl to worship you indirectly. Absolute obedience belongs to Allah alone. And what drives us to that? Two things: love of Allah and fear of Allah. The love of Allah. Do you know love brings fear? When you love somebody, you are afraid of doing something that will cement the relationship between you and that person. Love brings about the fear of the person that you love. The only one that we must have this for at all times, in all situations, is who? Allah. When we now leave him aside and take others beside him, above him, in these matters, that is nothing the door of Al-Mahabba is one example of Iman. And that is how she constitutes. Likewise, Al-Khawf is one example of Iman. That is how she constitutes. There are many other examples. But this author here, because of time, has given us an example. We know how to know an ibadah. No? You know an ibadah because Allah commanded it, or Allah praised it, or praised the people who did it, or promised the people who did it rewards. When you read Quran, when you read it, that is now you understand the statement of the Prophet Muhammad. When he said, "Man ahdatha fi amrina hadha ma laysa minhu." Whoever does something that is not part of it, that is, that Allah has not told you that He likes, or that the Prophet ﷺ has not told you that Allah wants, or likes, or commands, that is not Ibadah. Ibadah is what Allah likes. How do you know that Allah likes it? Only two ways. Allah Himself said it, or that the Prophet behind it said it. How do we know the government of Washington or state of Washington has issued an order? The government itself says, or the secretary to government, or any other official directed to do so says, surely like those are the officials of government, right? Entitled, empowered to do that. Likewise, you do not know that something is in Ibadah except Allah Himself says, or who? Prophet. If the two of them do not say it, Allah did not say it, the Prophet does not say it, alayhi salatu, it cannot be done. And when they now say those things and order us, it means we must not direct those things to anybody but who? We'll give a third example from the examples that the author has given. Leave the two verses. We'll come back to them. We'll come back to those verses, inshallah. So he said, rahimahullah, al-awwalu الشرك في عبادة الله وحده لا شريك له. He now said ومنه يعني ومن العباد ومن الشرك ومن ماذا؟ ومن الشرك من الشرك ومنه الذبح لغير الله. الذبح لغير slaughter, doing the slaughter for who? لغير الله, other than Allah. So the question, don't forget, we'll ask is Ad-Dabhu part of Ibadah? Slaughter. Ad-Dabhu. Is it Ibadah? Say yes, but to one part. Question, how do we know that Ad-Dabhu is Ibadah? Because Allah commanded us to make them. How did He command it? He says, فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ. So pray to your Lord. Salam with ibadah go. Say one hand and then do what? Slaughter. So you know slaughter is ibadah. That means any person who directs slaughter to him for any other than Allah is nothing enough what? If you target delay for any other thing rather than directing to Allah, Allah, I am doing this for you. It is shirk. If someone is slaughtered, says, oh, they are doing us. Let us slaughter for us. Shirk. They are doing as they will slaughter for they will shirk. So Allah will die. That's why Allah told us. Say, Kul inna salati wa nusuki wa mahyaya وَمَوَاتِي إِلَّا Islam. Allah alone deserves this goodness. Inna salat. My salam wa nusuk, my slaughter. So this is another evidence that slaughtering is what? And it must not be directed to anybody but who? But there are other aspects of slaughter. There are other aspects of slaughter. Before we come to that, examples of slaughtering for the sake of Allah. Do we remember Aqiqah is one slaughtering in the Quran? How do we know that Aqiqah is Ibadah? The Prophet said it. كل مولود يرتهن بحقيقته يوم تنفع له يوم. So we know Aqiqah is slaughter. Adhiyah. On the day of Eid, we do what? Those in Hajj, performing Hajj, no matter the type of Hajj you are performing, you do what? Islam, Adaya. So we know that's not it. And that itself must be done for who? Allah. But if a person has a dead parent, and he goes to the grave of the dead parent, say, I slaughter for you, my father. It is what? Shirk. Why? Because it is ibadah. Ibadah must be directed to Allah alone. See, that's why the Imam said, rahimahullah, Ashirku fi ibadatillahi wahdahu. And in the second example, he said, Kaman yadbahu lil-jinni. Kaman yadbahu lil-jinn. Like the one who slaughters for a deed. In the past, before Islam, I don't know whether Yorubas do it. In the past, when an Arab built a house and he wants to go into that house, the new house, he will slaughter a ram for the king, so that he will be saved from their evil. That is by way of bribing the king. God is don't cost me harm. This kind of slaughter is wrong. Yoruba can have different forms. I I learned that when a person is building a house, he makes the foundation, they say he should slaughter. If they tell you to slaughter, think properly. Think properly before you start slaughtering. You just want to slaughter by way of providing meat for people to eat. That is a separate case. For example, you may have a meat from the street. You slaughter so that you can have the meat. You are not slaughtering because of the blood. That you have to speak the blood for so that's not what you are doing. What you are doing is you need meat for entertainment of your visitor. This is allowed. But that so a person is coming to visit us and blood must touch the ground. It is what? Shirk. Especially if you are thinking that if you slaughter that, you take that blood, it will make that person come closer to you. Perhaps it will bring a particular good to you, or it will prevent you from a particular evil. When you think like this is nothing the God of shirk. So it makes me sweat. People do it for the genes because they think that the genes cause harm. And they do cause harm, really. Those genes cause harm. They cause harm because we don't see them. That is the first thing. The second thing is how easy it is for them to cause harm. They are very fast. As we saw in the story of Nabi Sulaiman and Ifrit, they are very fast. The third reason why it is difficult for them, it is easy for them to cause harm to human beings, is because they can change their form. They can change from any form. Shaykh Islām Ibn Tibyān in his book Al-Furqān بين أولياء الرحمن وأولياء الشيطان, he gave an incident that happened in Egypt. There was a sheikh who had a student. This sheikh had a jinn that he was using. He would use the jinn to terrorize the people, cause them harm. He was slaughtering for the jinn. And he's a sheikh. I dare not to start. Let me not call them to start. I dare not slaughtering for jinn. Wallahi, let me say this here. When they read Surah to Yasin, they say there is khutbah to Yasin. The khutbah of Yasin in Al-Fawzul Azim, that khutbah has the names of jinns. Ya Shawka Ya Rawka, all these names. They are names of jinns. So that's why they will tell you that they can't read that khutbah except that they speak a God. And when you say Ya, it is harmful nida. You say, oh, so. Allah says, وَلَا تَدْعُوا مَعَ اللَّهِ إِلَهًا آخَرَ. Do not call anyone besides Allah. And when they read khutbah of Yasin, they say, Ya Rabbi, Ya Sufi, Asbiya. They will tell you, Ajibni. You've not read the Fawzul Azim. They say, Ya so, Ajibni, so, help me. They call you in the so-called khutbah of Yasin. Surah Yasin is the surah in the Quran. And for that matter, any surah of the Quran can be read to ask Allah for something. It's not restricted to any particular surah. So when people say, oh, they don't want us to read Yasin, no, we want people to read Yasin, but we don't want the people to make the shift that you are doing. So Shaykh Islam said, Rahimahullah, when it was time for that sheikh to die, the jinn told the so-called sheikh that, look, don't worry. When you die, you will wash your mouth. When you die, you will wash your mouth. So we will have two individuals. One dead, one washing the cup, and they are one and the same person. So this sheikh told his students that, don't worry, you will see me when I die. I will come and wash my cup. So, when the sheikh died, truly, the corpse was on the ground. They saw somebody like him walking into the house. It was a jinn. That same jinn deceived the sheikh until the sheikh died. And And now he wants to start to deceive the Shaykh students so that the deception can. The Shaykh himself at death would have known that he was only deceived by the. But he can't come back to life to tell the student, hey, this one has deceived me till I die. So, when the chief came first entered into the house of the Shaykh and had sexual affairs with the wives of the Shaykh, after that it came to wash the corpse. And so the student believed that, oh, it was our Shaykh that came to do it. So you can find out, brothers, you can hear them saying it. They saw him in it's a lie. Anyone who dies has gone. But between us and them, we have what? Barakatullah. When a person dies, Allah places a barrier between me and the dead. And that barrier cannot be broken by anything. The dead does not come back to life. My master confirmed Qiyamah. His own Qiyamah has started. What he is facing is more important to him and more serious, fearful for him than what he has done. Especially if he was not a Muslim in trouble. So these are one of the ways that jinns deceive people. So they make them commit shirk. They make them join partners to it. That's why the author here said that وَمِنْهُمْ الذَّبْحُ لِغَيْرِ So these things, when you want to start using them, they can say you have to slaughter something for me. Slaughter is at the pigeon. You know, recently, there is somebody called Femi Panika. He was a minister of education. He wrote an article. You know, about 3 months ago, there was an attack in Britain by a Nigerian who was said to have accepted Islam, who slaughtered somebody on a T junction. You remember the story? It's on the net. It's on the news. There was a black Nigerian who was said to have, mark my expression, who was said to have accepted Islam. He went with us with one of his friends. They got a human being and butchered the human being on the T junction. When the Panika, they said it was an Illuminati sacrifice. People of identity, they make such sacrifices a lot. Yeah. Some of them go beyond animals. They can even make sacrifices of human beings. All these are various aspects of shirk. It is their jinn companion that will tell them to do that. If you do it, I will do this for you. And when they do it truly, they will do those things to them. Unfortunately, they will even tell them they will do to them what no other creature can do to another person. For example, giving long life. And another person give another person long life. No one can do it. Life is already stipulated. They decided that we are. In the kitab, it's already written, documented. It will not change. So they tell them to slaughter for them. That is why he has used it as an example. The slaughtering was not known for anyone, but who? So let's go back to the beginning of our book. It said, Al-awwalu الشرك في عبادة الله وحده لا شريك له. We now know the meaning of عبادة الله لا شريك له. That there are different types of ibadah and how to know what an ibadah is. We now know, inshallah. Now, what are the evidences that any person who does shirk في عبادة الله وحده, that person's Islam is nullified? Do we understand? Yeah. We have not described what is shirk. We have described what is ibadah. And we have given examples of ibadah and how shirk comes into ibadah. The question now is, what is the evidence that shirk nullifies the Islam of an individual? That's why he brought those two verses. The first evidence that Shaykh nullifies the Islam of an individual, the statement of Allah in Surah An-Nisa, Ya Allah says, Inna Allah la yaghfiru an yushraka bihi wa yaghfiru ma duna dhalika liman yasha. Says, Inna Allah, certainly Allah, la yaghfiru an yushraka. He will not forgive any form of shirk. Commit shirk, Allah will not forgive. Any person who dies committing shirk, Allah will not forgive. The meaning of this verse is restricted to death. If a person commits shirk and dies of shirk, because if a person is committing shirk, joining partners with Allah, as we have described in another verse, if he repents, Allah will accept his repentance. Not only that, Allah will forgive him all what he has done before. Allah will forgive him. If he has good deeds he has done before that time, Allah will count it as good deeds for him. If he has good deeds he did when he was a Mushrik, Allah will write it as what? Good deeds. If he has sin he was committing when he was a Mushrik, Allah will count his acts for him. Look at Allah, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. The fact is more of his Rahim. Because this is meant for Muslims in the world. Let's quickly bring a hadith. In Sahih Muslim, there is a hadith of Aisha. This hadith, in it, there was a man called Abdullah ibn Jud'an. Abdullah ibn Jud'an was the wayward among the Arabs. Jud'an. Wayward. You know who waywards are? Guys smoking people, Indian hair, staying around. Most times they think away. They don't come in the midst of it. They look for one abandoned to. In those times, those ones enter into the mountains, the rocks. They go and stay there, do anything they like. Who was a rich man, not challenging, rascal. They don't do that. One day he was resting near a cave. You know, when you have a rock, you have caves all around them. He saw something shining like the eye of a snake. He thought it was a python that was coming to him. He stood up and started running. Something upon him, why are you running? Have you seen the snake? So he started coming back. After something like that. So he started moving towards the direction. Let me see that thing pursue me. As he was approaching, he was finding out that it was not a snake after all. As he was approaching, he was finding out it was not a snake after all. When he got to it, it was a treasure containing gold, silver, diamond, jewelry. You know, in those days, people who are burying them in caves. So it was a treasure that had been buried by somebody, he just now got it. So he packed the treasure and came to Makkah and became a rich man. He was so benevolent to the extent that the pot with which he cooked food to keep people free, it was a leather that would be climbed into the pot. If you don't want to give someone one thing, you don't ask him for one camel. You tend to buy him one 2008. Ask him for 10, 15, 20. He will give you. He don't believe it. So when he died, the prophet was alive. When he died, but he had not become a messenger. Some say he had become a messenger. Allah. Ibn Jud'an died when he was not a Muslim. Aisha radiallahu anha asked the Prophet Muhammad, with all his benevolence, those his good deeds, those enemies, those things he was giving him to people, will it benefit him? The Prophet said, La. He never believed in Allah. But if he had believed in Allah, يكفر الله عنه ويعظم له أجره. If he had believed, all those things would have cancelled, and the good ones he did, even when he was a mushrik, counted plus. But he did not believe. So you see the importance of having Iman before we die. So if a person has his shirk or any of the forms of shirk and dies upon it without repenting, all those Muslims who had gone to Oshun with hope, with love, with respect, with reverence for Oshun, they should take Shahada again. They will reassure themselves. And if they have taken it, it is not for you to contact me they have not taken. Because it is a matter between they and their Lord. So they should make Shahada. And those who have gone to sleep, they should not go back again next month. Those who fear Agama should stop fearing it. So women have seen Agama and nothing has happened to those women. And nothing will actually happen. Wallah, women have seen. How many women have seen? The one in Ibadan alone. Women saw it many times. Nothing happens. Even the Agama itself. How many times have people have to open their windows to look at Agama and nothing happens to those people? Nothing will happen. It is from the gimmicks of Shaitan to cause a scare. Want you to fear. But they have some things. They have things working out with them. For that fear to be in place, those things can translate one or two mornings who are not well fortified. That's why we as Muslims, when we don't fear those things, we must fortify ourselves. How do we fortify ourselves? Recite ayat al-Kursi regularly. Allah, la ilaha illa huwa al-hayy al-qayyum la ta'khudhuhu. Shaykh Islam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah. He said, when you recite these things, the jinns following them will run away. He said, if you see one Sufi Shaykh, one person say that is flying in the sky, just sit down and recite the ayat al-Kursi. You see, you fall on the ground. So the real anything has been done. You will fall on the ground. Your weapon against shirk and the people of shirk is what? Ayatul-Kursi. Allah, la ilaha illa huwa al-hayy al-qayyum la ta'khudhuhu sinatun wa la nawm lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ardh ma alladhi yashfa'u indahu illa bi'idhnihi ya'lamu ma bayna aydihim wa ma khalfahum wa la yuhituna bi shay'in min 'ilmihi illa وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. How do I know? How do we know that the weapon is because Shaitan that said it? They are leader. So when you read this thing, you run away. Who did he tell? Abdur-Raūf. And who confirmed the Prophet Muhammad? Then on that day, so that Okawan, he has told you the truth, for it's a lie. But this one that is there is God, it's true. The Prophet, Shaitan said, when you recite Ayat al-Kursi, we will not come near you. You will run away. No, this is your weapon. Ayat al-Kursi. Don't stop with it. And all times, وَلَا تَخَافُوهُمْ وَخَافُونِ إِن كُنتُمْ to help us sustain your iman. There is not a time that the people of shirk have not threatened the people of tawheed and iman. Hold this on your hands. There is not a time the people of shirk have not threatened the people of iman. Nabi Ibrāhīm alayhi salatu wasalam, they threatened him. Salih, they threatened him. No. They threaten him that our idols will do you something. So when God will do you something, they don't have power to do anything to anybody. All the power belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The one who fears Allah never fears anything, anybody. This is what we should have in mind. By the time people begin to dissolve and be scared and then loving those things, they are knocking the doors of Allah. The Kaaba in those days, when they put idols there, the companions, they remove all the idols, they kick it in their legs. I will end with this story about one of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And what came to my mind was Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. Khalid ibn Walid. Sayyidullah. Khalid ibn Walid. It was said that Allah and Al-Uzza were worshipped in Taif. This narration is in Akhbar al-Bakam and Imam al-Fatih. So the Prophet ﷺ, after the Fatih of Makkah, he said he should go and destroy that idol. When he went there, he just broke down the idol and came back to the Prophet. The Prophet asked him, what did you see, O Christ? He said, I didn't see anything. He said, go back. Go back there, you have not seen them. When he went back, I said, raise the armaments in destruction of that plague further, a black woman came out of it. It was a jinn in the form of a black woman. It used to be inside the idol. When they come to open its eyes and its mouth. So they say, oh, their God has opened its mouth. The God has opened its eyes. So when Khalid saw it, he cut off the head. He cut off the head, destroyed it. When he came back to the Prophet Muhammad, he asked him, what did you do? He said, when I saw it, I cut it off. The point of reference in this narration is that many of the people who worship idols indirectly, it is because they are afraid that if they don't do it, and one has to go and wash the head somewhere. All these things are from the genius of Shaytan who has deceived you. Come up as Muslims, come up as people who love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger. People who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger. All these things will fear you, my brothers. They will have respect for you. They will never come near where you are. And when they come, Allah will make you victorious over them. So that's the reason why this Imam cited these two verses. That Inna Allah la yaghfiru an yushraka bihi wa yaghfiru ma duna dhalika. The person dies not having shirk, Allah may forgive him as He likes. Yaghfiru ma duna shirk, yaghfiru liman. He forgives whoever He likes. And then the second verse, Innahu man yushrik billahi faqad harrama Allahu alayhi al-jannata wa ma'awahu an-nar wa ma lil-zalimin min ansar. Secondly, man yushrik billah, whoever joins any partner with Allah, فَقَدْ حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ الْجَنَّةِ. Allah has made al-Jannah haram for him. The only people Allah has made al-Jannah haram for are who kafirun. This is evidence that anybody who does shirk and dies of shirk, فَقَدْ حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ الْجَنَّةِ. Allah has made al-Jannah prohibited for him. وَمَأْوَاهُ النَّارُ. His last place of residence is the fire. وَمَا لِلظَّالِمِينَ مِنْ أَنصَارٍ. Even doers don't have any person to help them. So the first point, the first thing that removes the Islam of people is what? Ash-shirku fi ibadatillahi wahdahu la sharika. And as we explained, we see that ibadah is wide. So you see that this point is wide, but this single point here is like a concise way of bringing all these points together, making us understand that the 10 are not necessarily restrictive, but it's a matter of the fact that they occur a lot, most commonly. And other aspects of shirk, one way or the other, and kufr, they are connected to this 10. As we have seen that many other aspects of shirk and kufr are connected to this one that we have mentioned. We beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us end as Muslims, to strengthen our